Hello, welcome one and all to the channel, to the page. Please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Today, I'm going to show you how to play Archaon the Everchosen, one of the many lords for the Warriors of Chaos. Now, what you're going to want to do first is obviously get a new campaign set up. Campaign, new. I always go Immortal Empires because it's the best version of all of it. And then you're going to want to go to Warriors of Chaos. Archaon is the first lord up here. You can get a little deep dive onto his lore pause here. And you can see his starting position. Now, Archaon's starting position is a bit tenuous. He's by a lot of the other Chaos factions, and immediately we'll have to confront Empire, Chaos Dwarves, Greenskins, as well as other Chaos factions, as well as Ratmen. So, his starting position isn't necessarily ideal. However, he is suitable in all climates, same with his armies, so you don't have to worry about any habitation debuffs. He gets a pretty okay starting army with various chaos units, and one from each chaos god. You get halberds of Khorne, you get knights of Tzeentch, hellstriders of Slaanesh, and then spawns of Nurgle. Because you're a warrior of chaos, you can dedicate different sacrifices and whatnot to the 4 chaos gods. What Archaon does really well, and why I really enjoy playing him as opposed to some of the other Warriors of Chaos Lords, he's really great in melee, but he's also a phenomenal spellcaster. Similar to, I'd say, Malekith or even the Curseling. But I still prefer Archaon just because he looks cooler. I mean, he looks like a badass. He is also the Everchosen and the one who, if my lore knowledge serves me right, brought about the end times. But helps with melee defense, melee attack, weapon strength, winds of magic +10, and that's for all armies and for certain Chaos Warrior units in the faction. Units gain an extra 3% weapon and missile strength per rank achieved for a grand total of +27% at max rank 9, which is pretty huge. Gets authority, and then his entire army can get a ward save of 5%, which is all reduction of all damage by 5%, which is pretty nice. And then if we take a look here at Archaon, we can get a look at his spells. He has a very good combo of spells, pretty decent stats across the board, and can only get stronger once he gets his abilities. He gets armored and shielded, so he's even more protected from ranged attacks. He does armor-piercing damage and is a melee expert, which is awesome for dueling. But again, you're going to want to use his spells to clear up some chafe and some lower tier units, because all of his big spells are about dealing damage. The Purple Sun of Xeros and the Burning Head are 2 of my favorites personally. Flaming Sword of Rune is also good. Spirit Leech is great in duels because it's great on single units. But you'll learn this as you play them on when to cast the right spells and where to cast them. But without any further ado, we're just going to start a normal campaign, normal difficulty, nothing out of the ordinary. I'm currently using the Radius mods, which do add a significant number of changes to the game. Would strongly recommend, if you haven't tried them, to try them. But if you like playing vanilla, that's fine too. Most of what I'm talking about will apply as well. Archaon is just a very fun, fairly simple and straightforward lore to use, in my opinion. The only problem with the Warriors of Chaos faction is their roster of units is massive, because it incorporates 4 different Chaos Gods units, technically. So you can have a little bit of Slaanesh mixed in with your Khorne and Tzeentch and Nurgle, which I wish the game would apply some sort of debuffs if you had too many. Because in lore, Khorne hates Slaanesh, Tzeentch hates Nurgle, and they all kind of hate each other. So if you had units of different Chaos Gods in the same army, they'd probably fight amongst one another. But anyways, we're going to load on in. The main thing you want to focus on with any Lord is just getting their items. What I like about Archaon, he has a boatload of them.
We come to tear down their nation,
Yup.
slay their kings,
Yup.
and ravage their mortal remains.
Plus his voice lines are pretty fun. So, how to play Warhost of the Apocalypse. We got to collect souls. We got to sacrifice to the dark gods, erect dark fortresses, so that we may expand our retinue and whatnot. We can muster war bands, utilize Dark Authority to upgrade, and ascend characters to Path of Glory to different Chaos Gods so that they can then become daemons or greater daemons. And you get your initial mission in almost every, if not all, Warhammer 3 campaigns. You get a little rinky-dink army to go up against with your starting army. You're going to have a free hero as well. I always just embed that hero immediately into my starting army because he's not really strong enough to go off on his own and like, oh, damage these buildings, do this, do that, let's try to assassinate this character. So embed him in the army just to get a little extra help. We're just going to get everything upgraded or get at least some stuff building just so we can make sure we're making progress. Now, I always just usually auto-resolve this, but I'm going to go in just to show mechanics because that's the whole point of this video, is to show how to play Archaon the Everchosen. And before he gets his mount, I think his horse's name is Drogthar or Drugthar, some demon name for a giant horse that's on fire. He is a ground unit, so his mobility is significantly lessened. We're going up against the Slaaneshi faction. As Archaon, we're going to easily outduel this guy, mainly because we have more armor and I believe more weapon strength. Their units are also just inherently weaker, and there are less of them. So it's just usually it's just a quick auto-resolve, get you your first couple of levels, and introduce you to the mechanics of Warhammer in general. But if you're watching this, I assume you've already played Warhammer and are just trying to learn a new character. Archaon is fairly simple, but his you have to really do, like, once he gets all of his items and once he gets all of his spells, you really have to do a lot of micromanaging with him. So you're casting your spells at the right time, you're in the right spot to give that leadership bonus to your troops, and you don't mess anything up. Now, I'm just going to do a fairly simple, just really standard formation of infantry up front and cavalry on the flanks. There's nothing too complicated about this battle. Everybody can, go around their flanks. We'll send these guys out. And then, I almost forgot, let's send it to... Oh, I'm on legendary difficulty, I think, if I can't slow-mo. Well, either way, this is Archaon, the gentleman on the right. This is just Prince Algrax, a random exalted hero. This is our main dude. Eventually, we'll get him his items that grant him different abilities. But I mean, look at him. He's got the giant bear cloth cape. There's skulls, the horns, the flaming sword, big ass shield. It's mainly the cape. It's all about the cape. If you don't got drip in Warhammer, you're gonna get taken out way too quickly. But anyways, we have fairly standard infantry, halberds, axemen, and monstrous unit. Monstrous unit we don't want to send against anti-large because these count as large. We'll send them against the cav. Have the cav come in here. We'll have Archaon attack here. And we're going to cast Spirit Leech on this dude because you're going to want to use Spirit Leech almost exclusively on the enemy's lords and heroes. Mainly because it is stronger against single units than it is like a whole round of infantry or what have you. We're going to get cavalry to swing in on the flank and assist and get our hero up into the fight while Archaon duels this guy. Now, we also have Searing Doom, which is great against larger units. It's great at doing damage to chafe and whatnot. So see, we'll bring this down. He just casted his freaking Slaneshi Whip. Boom. Did a little decent amount of damage, but not a lot. Either way, Archaon is duking it out with this guy, who has significantly less armor. He has a bit more health, but we're going to just keep casting Spirit Leech, and that should hopefully drive him out. All right, we've cleared up their calves, so we're going to send in... our cav to assist. Our Tzeentchian Knights just wiped out that entire unit. That's what you have to do in most situations, is just try and flank as best you can to get the best charge bonus you can with your cavalry. But that's more just the basic mechanics of Warhammer and RTS games in general. Alright, we're going to send him against the Spearmen just because we need him to. But you see how much better Archaon is at fighting this guy. Granted, he's also anti-large and more adept to fighting larger units than... like, if Archaon was on his horse, he'd probably be doing more damage and getting more hits. But he isn't. So we're just going to keep out-dueling him, casting the Spirit Leech. Spirit Leech is just good for... I mean, it does 33 to 67 damage per second and increases his tiredness, I guess. He gets more and more tired as every time I cast that. But his leadership's about to break. Their whole army's about to crumble, and we will win the battle. But yeah, Archaon took maybe 40% damage. The Spirit Leech helps a lot. Whenever you're dueling a Lord or Lords, always try to have Spirit Leech on him if you have that spell available. It is a huge, huge impact and can make or break the difference. But yeah, easy victory. Simple as can be. We'll get a look at Archaon's sort of spell sheet and his different abilities you can get as you level him up. Now with Radius mods, I get more levels per level up, or more level up points per level, just because sometimes it can take forever to get a character max level without mods, so bear with me. I know I'm not playing vanilla, but it'll still be a teachable moment, which is, again, the whole point of this video. Is you want to try and play Archaon the Everchosen? Here's how. Send him against enemy lords and heroes while he deals out spells. It's that simple, really. It's like if you want him to be in, in the ruckus, that's fine. But once he gets his mount, then he's going to be more advantageous as a spellcaster than going into melee. But he's still a powerful melee specialist. And we will take unit experience since we're in the early game. So we get talismans, we get a few, we gotta capture things, yada yada yada. Destroy that faction, check. So now we go to his skill sheet, not spell sheet. And we get a look at all of his abilities. Now I know this seems a bit intimidating, but that's mainly because he's a duelist spellcaster, so there's going to be a lot to look at. Granted, you can just hover over and see everything you get. I like to usually unlock his spells first, because again, while he's a great melee specialist, he does better with spellcasting. He can do more damage effectively across a larger area with his spells. And at the end of the day, that's what you are kind of wanting him to do, is have that game-changing impact on a battle. Like a single spell cast can make a well-placed burning head, or once you get it unlocked, the Purple Sun of Xeros can make or break a battle, essentially, because of just how much damage they do. Spirit Leech is just also good for dueling and targeting lords, or if there's another enemy spellcaster that you want to try and take down quickly, or at least damage enough to then focus. Spirit Leech is great for that. He has a fairly typical standard, melee lord skills. Like if I go to this guy, he'll also have thick-skinned, hard-to-hit, deadly blade. Go to Archaon, hard-to-hit, deadly blade, so on and so forth. He's going to have those similar ones. He'll then have different, like, chaos-specific chaos-specific skills. You know, Chosen of the Gods is just gives him a big buff in hit points, melee defense. But I'm gonna let y'all read this on your own. I'm not gonna go through each individual skill because that would just take way too long, and that's honestly a separate video. His horse is named Dorgar. I knew it began with a D. I just couldn't think of the name. It was a gift from the Chaos Gods. He's just very fun to use, and you get a passive Soul for the True Gods. While this mount is equipped for cavalry units, they'll get an extra 10% speed, charge speed, and charge bonus. So again, it's a cool looking horse. It's a cool looking mount, and it completes his character. But that's really the gist of playing Archaon. Level up his spells first, in my opinion. Get the army buffs and the campaign buffs where you can for different, the spoilers is just income from raiding and then recruitment cost reductions and stuff like that. Obviously, spread it out a little bit, but try to focus on getting Burning Head, these first couple of spells leveled up, at least to the Kindle Flame, 1 level of Flaming Sword, and I'd say put 2 levels into Burning Head and go from there. And then you can focus on the other abilities. But your spells are going to be where you do the most damage with Archaon. Eventually, you'll get his various magic items that are specific to Archaon. And if I double check the Google machine, magic items, Everchosen. I should have had this sheet up beforehand just to get it done. But he gets a few. He doesn't get an arcane item that's unique to him. He gets the Slayer of Kings, which is his weapon specific, the Eye of Shirin, which is his enchanted item, the Armor of Morkar, and the Crown of Domination. I personally enjoy the Slayer of Kings just because it sounds cool as shit, and I'm a nerd like that. It gives really good buffs to melee attack. It gives you magic damage, even though you kind of already have that. And it gives you... It's one of my just favorite unique items, just with its buffs and also its name. Because again, it's all about the drip. Technically, that's what that sword is. They already give it to him. You'll see the same thing on like Valkia and other legendary lords. Like their character model will be outfitted with those things already. You'll just have to equip them once you complete the quest battles for it. But again, I'm stammering on. That's Archaon. He's very fun to play as a spellcaster, but he can also get into the rough and tumble of it and whoop some ass wholesale. I'm going to keep this video relatively short and unedited. It's simple and straight up. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like it, please let me know in the comments down below. Like and share and subscribe, all that good stuff, you know the drill. I will be live streaming probably if you're watching this, and if not, I will be. So either way, y'all have a nice night, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye, everybody. Bye. Subscribe, all that good stuff. All right. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye, guys.